what is going on over at Great Adventure, because the park just removed and just literally tore down their parachute tower. Mind you, just knocked it over. And now they're really starting to tease 2026. But most importantly, do we have the official demo reports for Kingda Ka and the Zumanjaro Towers? Because it appears we do, meaning that the structure of Kingda Ka will in fact be torn down forever, making way for Project 2026. And I mean, they're really hyping it up. So we have a lot to cover. Welcome to my channel. This is Theme Park Brandon, and out of all the moves that Great Adventure has done over the last month and a half, like, I think a lot of them we can disagree with, and that's fine, and I do as well, especially how they handled it. But kudos to the park for really hyping up 2026, because I'm rather intrigued. And when the park finally announced the removal of Kingda Ka, they also hyped up this new Project 2026. And I'm rather intrigued, and you're going to hear all my thoughts about that, because we have a lot to go over in this great video about Kingda Ka and the future of Great Adventure, and why I think that honestly you should be optimistic and excited for this future of Great Adventure. But first, the parachute tower is just about as old as I am. It was built in 1983. And it unfortunately is knocked down. Now the good news is I am not knocked down as of yet, so that is great. This ride was a lot of fun. It has not been open in a long time, and it's just basically an eyesore at this point, so I have no problem with them removing this attraction. Green Lantern, from the photos that we've seen, looks to be all but gone at this point, which again, not really much of a loss there. But the big question was, for a while now, is what were they going to do with the Kingda Ka structure? Were they going to remove it? Were they going to remodify the coaster, reimagining it? And yes, it is official. Again, they are going to be removing the entire structure, making way for this new coaster coming in 2026. And with that being said, I would imagine that this coaster, Kingda Ka, will be getting torn down rather quickly. When you go to Great Adventure in March of next year, sadly Kingda Ka will not be there. But it's just good news, and here's why: because they're accelerating this project, and the sooner that they remove Kingda Ka, and the sooner they get the land prepped for this unknown 2026 coaster, that means it might be bigger and larger than we all expected, which is definitely not a bad thing. So social media, they just posted on X, and by the way, if you're not following me on X, be sure to follow me on X. Right below is the handle. Definitely recommend doing that on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. But Great Adventure goes on to say, we are prepping to launch groundbreaking attractions in 2025 and 2026. Well, we already know what 2025 is going to be. That is the Flash Vertical Velocity Vekoma Next Gen Boomerang Coaster, and it looks fantastic. Minus the capacity, this coaster looks amazing. The trains light up at night. It's going to be a huge hit for Great Adventure. Then they go on to say, following 2025 to go into 2026, that they will take your experience here to new heights. Now that right there is rather intriguing. I mean, obviously new heights, what does that mean? Because Kingda Ka was 456 feet high. So new heights, I mean, are they going to go taller than Kingda Ka? That's a bold statement right there, which I think it's really kind of worded poorly, because I think it's a very slim chance that this coaster in 2026 is going to be taller than Kingda Ka. I mean, think about it. Why would the park do that? You replace the world's tallest current coaster with the next gen tallest coaster. I mean, obviously with Falcon's Flight opening up at Six Flags Qiddiya, you know, I get it, but I still, as a financial aspect of it and how much money's involved in the maintenance and reliability, all the reasons why the new Six Flags decided to remove Kingda Ka, I just don't see it. So again, very interesting wordplay there. They then say, we reached a milestone with the removal of the parachute tower, paving the way for truly thrilling changes in the near future. Now, at the time I saw this, I posted it on X and gave my thoughts. I did not click the link, and I wish I would have. And that really kind of stemmed why I wanted to make another video surrounding this, is when you click it, they go on to say why they're tearing down the 40-year-old attraction, but then at the very end, they talk about the new Flash Vertical Velocity, but then they say, in 2026, we will debut a new record-breaking launch coaster, we already know that will push the limits in design and thrill. I believe that's new wording, making Six Flags Great Adventure the ultimate destination for coaster fans. Now, when you word something like that, you know you're going to give something that we all want. That means a major coaster, usually more intense, not a family coaster, airtime, all those great things create the perfect recipe for coaster fans. So I'm really intrigued by that. Then they say, we are beyond excited for the future and we cannot wait to share more details with you next summer. Stay tuned, the best is yet to come. You know what, I'm gonna be honest, like I love Kingda Ka. I mean, obviously the shirt, long live the king. Kingda Ka was amazing. I was sad to see it go, but if any park out there is going to remove a iconic coaster like Kingda Ka and replace it with something else, so far from what we know right now, Great Adventure is doing an A+ job on this. Congratulations to the park because they're really hyping up 2026. And I really feel like it's going to be something truly special. And I honestly think that the Legacy Six Flags just did not develop and run this park the way they should have. I mean, the attendance shows, the new attractions show, as well as how the park is ran and maintained. It really does show. So for them to be pumping this much hype and money into Great Adventure so soon, it is really exciting. Now, as for what type of coaster, now I've said in past videos, this new coaster has a legit shot of coming from Vekoma. And the way Vekoma is nowadays, that is a good thing because Vekoma is killing it in their designs and their rides. Now, how high will it go? I mean, we already know that the park announced in the survey that they could be building this Mock Rides Extreme Spinner that's 400 foot tall on this giant tower. It's a shuttle coaster. I don't see how that is actually going to be the ride that they're going to build here. I just think maintenance-wise, reliability-wise, capacity, I mean, all the reasons. I don't like that fit. I don't think that's going to do it. I just feel like the park really needs a solid, complete coaster that's going to give us riders and the GP a better overall experience. I mean, let's face it, Kingda Ka was awesome, but it was a very short experience ride, and you wait a long time in line for a 20 to 25 second ride. It's usually better when the park could offer a better experience for the people waiting in line and the visitors of the park that's going to last a little bit longer. With that being said, here's a dark horse, and maybe it's not necessarily a dark horse, but something I just thought about really. But with Alpenfury opening up in Canada's Wonderland, which is a premier multi-launch coaster, record-breaking mind you, what if we would see a ginormous premier multi-launch coaster built in this area of Great Adventure? Now, that would not be my first choice. I would love to see a Vekoma or a Mock Rides coaster, even a B&M launch coaster, but the premier Alpenfury does look great. I worry about the restraints and the capacity, but that layout's sick, and those elements, I mean, whoa. That's going to be legit great. It's going to be a fantastic ride. There's a lot of different pieces to this as far as the record-breaking goes. Okay, well, is it a record-breaking height? Is it the speed? Is it this? Is it the longest? I mean, again, I highly doubt that Great Adventure is going to be building the world's tallest, longest, fastest, etc. coaster. And I think that is where we need to really focus on as far as what type of coaster. Is it a wing coaster? I mean, a B&M wing coaster would do fantastic at Great Adventure. Raptera is going to do so good for King's Dominion. It's really hard to kind of predict this because there's so many different types of launch coasters nowadays. But I really am intrigued by the wording of this. I really feel like, I'll put it this way. When they first announced they're getting a record-breaking launch coaster in 2026, I'm like, okay, let me get this straight. You are going to remove a record-breaking launch coaster that's the world's tallest and fastest operational one and replace it with another record-breaking launch coaster that is definitely not going to be as fast or as high. I just felt like Great Adventure was setting themselves up for failure as far as the marketing goes and the buzz around this new coaster. But with what we know now and all the new details they gave us, I am intrigued by this. I think this will be a really good fit for the park, whatever it is. I think it's going to redevelop the whole entire area. I would love to see a new hotel added to it as well. Great Adventure could definitely benefit from that. Six Flags, honestly, I don't mind the removals. I don't like how they're not giving us fans time to say goodbye to the rides. But everything the new Six Flags has done so far, I think it's a smart business move, unfortunately. I hate to say it, but it is smart. With that being said, it's almost 2025, and this video at the bottom of your screen showcases the top 10 parks here in North America that you have to go visit. So be sure to check that out. Now, what's your thoughts on Kingda Ka's replacement and the demo work of the coaster, and how you feeling about it? You know what to do. Let me know in the comments. And as always, this is Theme Park Brandon. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and of course, keep riding coasters.